Well, here we are on a Monday morning trying to figure this stuff out still. You'd think LinkedIn would make it easy for us, but no. It's not letting me go live. And I can't figure out why. Maybe it's because I really wanted to test the vertical stream, and maybe it doesn't like the vertical stream and it wants me to do horizontal. I'm going to refresh and just see if that helps on LinkedIn. Nope, it's not letting me go live. Duh. This sucks. LinkedIn, you suck. Sorry, I forgot that we're all muted until I switch.
Well, no, we weren't all muted.
Oh, okay.
You were live. You were live, but you didn't have any video, so we could hear all your audio about how LinkedIn sucks and how it wasn't working today because you wanted to test vertical and all that other kind of stuff. But nobody got to see your nonverbal reaction because they were just looking at the live thing, and then I'm in the background texting you saying, "Hey, I'm still in the green room." So there we go. It's Monday, April 6th. Hey, Wendy. Brent, how you doing?
I could be better if we were going to LinkedIn, but no.
Yeah,
but I'm doing great.
Good. Well,
it was a good Easter weekend.
Figure that piece out. That is a critical path item for us because when we went back on there, we started to see a little bit of a boost.
So here's what we're going to do instead. So I don't know what happened or why I did it, but well, we could take the time right now and just maybe try to reset it up and see if we can make it work. Oh no, because then I'm going to have to change the destination and go live. I don't think we want to do that. So, okay, so let's do this instead. Let's tell everybody, Wendy's here. Everybody grab the YouTube link, put it into a LinkedIn post, and tell your network. We're still trying to figure out LinkedIn. LinkedIn screwed us. Come see us on YouTube. How about that? Please pause for this station identification and technical transition.
It won't let you.
Thank you, the management.
Hey, Brent, go into your just test this for a moment. Are you in your LinkedIn?
Yes.
Okay. Are you on the event page?
Yes.
And it does not let you push go live.
It does not. Your event has been created. Continue setting up your event to reach more attendees. Learn how to go live. View. Well, now it's saying that I have to log in to advertise. business.linkedin.com. Create an event. Get started with LinkedIn Live.
Tech issues.
What? Okay, I clicked it and then it just went to my LinkedIn feed. This is insane.
I'm just dropping the links in on LinkedIn right now.
Okay.
All right, let's do the show.
Why would LinkedIn do this to me?
Yeah,
I'll run some more tests this afternoon or later this morning after the show, and we'll figure it out. But let me grab a link and post as well.
So, what? Anything exciting for Easter this weekend?
Nothing exciting, no, other than it was Easter, Resurrection Day.
Resurrection Day. There we go. Um, I, for whatever reason, decided that on a day when I was not going to mess around with any of the tech, because I was just going to take a break on Saturday. It's like, you know what? What would happen if I took what I built with Grok in this like second brain business operating system stuff, basically applying game plan um, into for game plan for business, which is the business operating system, game plan for individuals, which is the individual or personal operating system, and then Dare to Grow, which is the revenue operating system. I thought, what happens if I take what I know and all the build notes and the basically the README file from what I built up with Grok,
Yeah.
shared it with Claude, and then rebuilt from the beginning. And that turned into me going deeper and deeper and deeper into I think they're calling it vibe code addiction. Um, I, I built
It's a thing.
with Claude something that is absolutely amazing in a matter of probably about 6 hours of kind of back and forth, while also doing some of the stuff that we need to do to get the house ready for Sunday and family coming over and all that other kind of stuff. But um, I think one of the big misses that more people aren't talking about out there when it comes to leaning on this technology and leaning on these tools is coming up with your way to make the tools work with each other, whatever that is. And that your way could be you set up, you do your API calls and you have everything connected up technically, or it could be simply as just sharing what you're working on and some detailed notes and that have been created by the other machine, and then have the second one start to do its work with its capability. So anyhow, I think that's one of those things I'd like to see more people test. And I know I'm a little bit strange with this, but the testing going across platforms. Don't get so stuck in the idea that, hey, I only play ping golf clubs. I'm not going to go pick up a set of any kind of tailor-made equipment, or I only play Titleist balls. I'm not going to play Kirkland's for the day, or whatever the thing is. Like people
Yeah.
get very like I got into it last week with somebody just briefly, where they were all stoked about their new Bronco that they were driving around. And I was like, oh, so you gave up on the Jeep, and the Jeep that he had before that was a Gladiator, and the and he basically said, hey, I'd put my Bronco up against your Wrangler any day. I'm like, well, I guess we'll see. So, um, anyhow, good. Yeah, it's good, Craig. You do it a lot, but it's because you keep using up the free stuff. So I actually bumped up. I got so deep into this weekend that I decided to bump up to Max on Claude. Just because I
Ooh.
wanted to work through it. And I thought, you know what, I'll go for a month and just kind of see how things go. And now I've not run up against any limits, but I'm being gamed, to Craig's point. And Craig is like, the man is not going to take away and misuse our tokens. We are going to make sure that there's appropriate token use throughout this whole thing. And Claude got me when I did the upgrade. How the button will stay up. It'll be like, you've run out of tokens. Do you want to pay as you go, or do you want to upgrade, whatever? So I upgraded, and then it changed the conversation. It basically lost all of the piece of the conversation. Wendy, I'm paying $200 right now. I'm on that plan. So I went from $20 a month to $200 a month for um yeah. It's and
I'd
Craig, I'm
seriously
running
have
the
to be
same
vibe
thing.
coding for 6 to 8 hours a day to make that worthwhile.
So, well, I won't be, and actually, no, you don't. What you do is you need to figure out a way to cover the cost of it through something you do with the tool. Just cover the
Right.
cost,
Yeah.
and then it makes it worth it. Whatever the thing is, and I mean, $200. $200 is. Yeah, I mean that's a game plan client, a game plan coaching client. I get one of those at $750. I cover the cost of that, um, and then some. Right. So there's a couple of different ways. It's not don't so yep, it's an investment, and there's a way to offset the investment. You start to look at different ways that you can use the tools to offset the investment. I did not. I had a limited amount of time, and I wanted to really work through it, and I wanted to see what I could do. And I still have not messed around with Claude Code yet. Like I've not moved into actually starting to use
So all that stuff you did wasn't even in Claude code. It was just in regular paid for Claude.
regular paid for Claude. So what I'm trying to do. Do you remember? You know, I mean, think about it. Like let's just say, all right, you got a bunch of kids. You're going camping, okay, and every day you just start the fire.
To start the
And
fire.
they get to come home or come back to the campsite and the fire is ready to go and they get to cook marshmallows. What they really learn about camping?
The dad starts the fire. And
Somebody starts the fire. Like dad starts the fire, somebody starts the fire. Now, what happens if, like, I could jump in with dad already starting the fire and being like, oh, that's cool. What happens if you actually see how the fire gets started and you go back to not, I mean, look, I'm not an animal. I'm not getting two sticks together to rub the sticks together and create friction and see what I could do to start a fire. But, what happens when you start? Wendy, I'm happy. No, my results. So, just as a quick reminder, everything that I'm building, yeah, and these are Sean's stickers on the machine because took his machine back. So yeah, the everything that I'm building is is designed to run locally on the machine. So the interface, I knew Craig, I did that for you, Billy Joel. The and I was going to roll out a bar, but decided not to. So everything that I'm building is on it works on this MacBook Pro M1, and I'm pushing because now that I've got different models of Olama running in the background to help assist with the second brain and do the AI assessment around alignment of goals and whatnot, and some of the other stuff which gets into the Dare to Grow program and the game plan and that kind of stuff. I'm pushing the limits of what it's able to do because it's only an 8 meg of RAM M1 MacBook Pro. So I'm running out of RAM on the machine. But Wendy, everything runs locally on the machine, different tech stacks doing different things, and the application is all browser based. So the application runs as a locally hosted application through the browser, but everything's hosted on the M1.
so we've been talking about your project that you've been working on and doing the vibe coding thing for a while. When are we going to do a live stream where you demo the whole thing, womb to tomb, how you
could demo
do
the
it?
whole thing right now if you wanted to. You just have to just say the word and it works. I did it live on a podcast last week. Yeah, I can demo it right. I can share now 4 of the applications. 2 of them were created by in using different models, but I have 3 applications. I have a podcast production studio where I got some help from Craig with his domain expertise. I've got an AEO SEO application that helps with assistance and assessment of content in that context, and then I've got my second brain, which is basically what I was building towards. So I learned how to do it. Same kind of thing I say out loud. Like when I say stuff out loud, and I work with people. Like you start with things that you know that you're not necessarily emotionally attached to when you're, or at least for me, I needed to not be emotionally attached to the output of what was going to happen with the tool before learning how to use the product. But you start with things that you know, get comfortable testing. Then once you start to test, then you start to look at skill transfer. Once you figure out the skill transfer, then you start to apply it in different contexts. And that's basically the iterative process that I've taken over the last, now pushing on Thursday, it'll be 3 weeks. But in that 3-week period, I'm definitely a coder.
You've turned into a nerd.
Hello world. I am well beyond nerd. I've always been nerd. Like now I'm a nerd with some freaking technical skills. Like
Nerd
watch
with
out.
chops. You're a nerd with chops. All
People
right.
talk
Well,
about combining business acumen and technical skills with the ability to actually communicate with humans.
we're gonna have to test it out. We're gonna test out your skills, and we're gonna do a live. We'll do an extra live stream, and we'll talk about it. There was a lot of cool stuff that came out. I think it was before the weekend, but it seemed to catch on over the weekend. Some new AI stuff got released, some capabilities and stuff. Apparently, there's a Gem came out with something called Gemma. Gemma 4 came out, and it's an LLM you can run on your phone, and it'll run in like you can go into airplane mode, and it'll run. You don't even have to be connected to the internet. You can basically have your own chat bot on your phone, and it does images, it does audio, it does and it does regular text stuff, all just from your phone. So I thought that was kind of cool, and that got me a little bit closer to diving in as deeply as you're going. I'm still holding off. I'm on the reins. I'm like holding back, like hold for anything too deeply AI. This was one of those things that I read about that almost let me say charge, but I'm still holding on. So, anyways, we got a lot of news today, a lot of regular news, a lot of interesting things to talk about. At the end of the show, remind me that I have something I want to talk about from a show perspective that I thought was kind of cool. I shared it in the Slack, but we can talk about it at the end. Let's just kick off the show. What do you say?
Let's go.
Here we go.
It's time for today's headlines.
Good morning, learners. I'm Brent, and I've already completed 3 micro-learning modules before my first espresso.
And I'm Mike, and I am looking for the script right now. I had it up here. Oh, there it is. I knew I had it up here. There we go. There you go. Some sound effects for you.
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh, I
dun,
got the
dun,
wrong thing. Hold on. Give me just a second. Do you have hold music for Mike being slow?
Oh, we can go to like we can do this one again.
Where'd you put it?
Should be in the Slack.
We gotta double check.
Live with Brent and Mike.
We're in Slack, bro.
In the 4-6 channel. The April 6th channel.
With Brent and Mike.
Got it. Okay. I was looking at the last thing, which is the gem stuff. Got it. All right. And I'm Mike, and I just finished a VR simulation on how to fire Brent. that rings true. It was surprisingly therapeutic.
We've got a massive show for you today. The L&D world is moving faster than a Zoom call with no moderator. Let's dive into the lead.
Today's breaking news.
Our top story today, the massive shift in enterprise learning. Industry experts are reporting that 2026 is the year big content libraries officially become back-end ingredients. Companies are moving away from paying millions for a Netflix of learning and instead using AI to remix that raw data into hyper-personalized real-time pathways.
I hate the fact that we keep talking about these freaking ingredients. It's basically learning gazpacho. Brent, just throw a bunch of PDFs and old SCORM files into the AI blender and pray it does not hallucinate. A new company policy about mandatory Hawaiian shirts on Tuesdays.
I'm waiting for them to
that
use the word cornucopia. Why it matters. For L&D pros, this means your job is shifting from librarian to master chief, master chef, or master chief. You aren't curating a list, you're managing the algorithm that builds the meal.
It's time for technology and innovation.
Reflection rituals. AI coaches are now pinging workers after task to ask, how did that go? Did you use the active listening skills we taught you? Or did you just stare at your phone?
I don't know, but my stupid iPad screen isn't changing and it's driving me nuts. I tried one of those. The AI told me my interpersonal reflection was borderline sociopathic. I gave it 5 stars for accuracy.
Here's why it matters. Neuroscience that proves that reflection cements long-term potentiation. If you aren't building reflection tech into your 2026 roadmap, you are just pouring water into a leaky bucket.
And now for our human and culture segment.
Still can't get this stupid thing to show up. In a massive compliance shakeup, the EU AI Act is officially putting the brakes on emotion analysis in the workplace. You can no longer use AI to analyze if your employees are actually happy during the mandatory Fun Friday webinar.
Thank God now I can keep my resting layoff face without a bot reporting me to HR for insufficient energy.
Yeah, why does this matter? If you're using AI to track learner engagement or sentiment, you need to audit your tech stack now. Violating these privacy boundaries is the fastest way to turn your culture initiative into a legal nightmare. Oh.
And now a random industry with an L&D problem. Solving the L&D problem.
We got a black screen.
I know, and so we're just going to
On our
switch to
feed.
that. And
I think we just leave it there. That's a good one for today. We got to figure out. We are running into some technical. We're running like a technical. It's like a giant April Fool's joke. 5 days later.
I've let the gremlins loose, and
this is
they are
crazy.
having a field day.
I made a comment about to-do lists or tasks list on a checkbox increasing like what happens when you pour water on gremlins. And I don't know how well it landed. I don't know if anybody got it. I thought it was clever and good and interesting. But over in the pharmaceutical world, the FDA and global regulators are doubling down on 21 CFR 211.25. Again, that's 21 CFR 211.25. They aren't just looking for completed check marks anymore. They want proof of continuing familiarity.
Is that like a long-term relationship? I'm not just married to these safety protocols, I'm familiar with them.
Exactly. And here's why it matters. If you are in pharma, L&D, and your training must be tailored to the audience and conducted by qualified individuals. The days of generic one-size-fit-all compliance slides are dead. If the learner doesn't understand it in practice, the auditor is going to have a field day.
And we do have a link to that CFR Title 21, by the way.
And now for the news in authoring tools.
Finally, the battle of the authoring tools. You know, there's always a battle or a war. Sometimes it's a war. Thanks, executive producer. Very thematic. iSpring's Suite AI has just taken a massive lead in the PowerPoint to course race. while Adobe Captivate is doubling down on immersive VR simulations. Meanwhile, Elucidat is winning the parent-child game, allowing global teams to update 1,000 courses with one click.
I tried one click updating once. I accidentally changed our entire code of content. I got to land this one better because this one's funny. At least I thought it was. I tried one click updating once. I accidentally changed our entire code of conduct to the lyrics of Macarena. Best quarter we ever had.
The tool you pick defines your speed to market. This is why it matters. If you're still manually translating courses instead of using Elucidat's built-in AI translation, you're basically using a typewriter in a Tesla world. That's the brief for today. Go forth and enable some human capital.
Or just reflect on why you're still watching us.
Thank you for being our friend today. You're special. Get online and finish that compliance course. And have a great day.
Oops, I was supposed to run that at the end, I guess. I'm still trying to figure out a closing for just the morning brief part. I thought that was it, but oh well.
Just as a reminder for those of you who are new to the show, just catching us for the first time, you can continue the conversation all week long and beyond, kind of like to infinity and beyond, if you head to livewithbrentandmike.com. So head to livewithbrentandmike.com, sign up there. We'll get you into the Slack channel, and you'll get not only a copy of the script, you'll also get it includes, well, the script itself includes links to the resources that we reference here. And just as a reminder, part of we're doing this for a couple of reasons. One of the main reasons we're doing is to help people become more familiar with what's kind of out there right now in the world of technology, in the context of technology that enables humans to do better human things. The news pulls from stories, should be pulling from stories that happened in the last 48 hours. What we find is our executive producer likes to rerun some things. And part of that is because a number of the press groups will push out tie-ins to those news articles. So the degreed stuff has come up a couple of different times. The ingredients, you've evolved from learning architects to learning orchestrators to now learning chefs. Before you know it, you might be a learning short order cook. But we do this every Monday through Thursday morning at 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern, 6 o'clock in the morning Pacific. And if you want to join us and keep the conversation going, which includes sharing the work around some of the stuff that we're all doing in the background, including what Craig's doing with his stuff, Wendy's doing with her stuff, please hit us up there.
And know that, yeah, we're still trying to figure all this stuff out. And
we're doing it live, right? Like a lot of people talk about working out loud, but then
you got to do it.
It's more like you should work out loud, not me.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell everybody else to work out loud. I mean that for the royal we should work out.
Everybody else gets to work out loud. So this is so it's kind of cool. We've been doing this long enough now where the executive producer now has some memory, and so I took the liberty of asking it review all of the shows and tell me, just summarize for me the kind of things that have come up and whatnot. And I thought the feedback was really interesting. The first thing I said, just review the outputs of the, what did I say? I said, review all of the chats created with the gem titled L&D Morning Producer and summarize all of the most common topics. Well, it went through and it just read the instructions on the gem and it summarized those. And I'm like, oh, no. Please summarize the output. And so when it went and did that, Wendy, Craig, tell me if this feels legit. The AI, the agentic AI pivot is one main theme. Strategic and critical thinking as the number one skill is another main theme. The death of the content catalog is another main theme. Vulnerable leadership and culture crises, that's another one. Cybersecurity and compliance integration. It's interesting because the executive producer said, likely influenced by your background, the gem often synthesizes news on compliance risks, technical training. And then, of course, it lists as we have production assets. But I just thought that was kind of interesting that it does that. And I've asked a couple of times for people to give me some topics to add into the instructions that may be different, because we can tell the executive producer to write stories about whatever we want, the way I've built the instructions. And so we seem to be getting a lot of common stories, but not exactly sure. So now let's go back and do what we would normally do and talk about each one of these stories. And while we're doing it, let's just see which ones feel common, that we've maybe talked about them before, or if it feels new-ish. So if we go back up to our first story, and I wish I had a graphic for it, because, I spent time making the stupid graphics.
You did?
Oh yeah, no, sorry. The executive producer spent a lot of time making those making those graphics.
It's awesome. It's like the this is one of those ones that I have a little bit of fun with because a lot of people would be like, it's just AI slop, whatever, right? Like there's a lot of this talk about AI slop.
Oh yeah.
And what we didn't call it before was intern slop. You know what I mean?
No, what we called it before was, it's still not showing up. I can't believe
It is not true.
It's time for
Go away. Oh well, I'm gonna keep testing, and we'll just stay right here. I'll switch to preview mode. That way I can futz around and it won't affect the live stream.
So our first story was
the rest in peace
AI
content libraries.
Cannibal.
Yep.
Which
The
is
learning
all
gazpacho.
Yeah.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, would you say this is a repeat of a story
10
we've talked about
repeat.
multiple times?
10 repeat.
This is a 10.
Especially 10 repeat in the last. It's almost like we're in the season of the repeat on ingredients. Like this is the writers have somebody in the background pushing ingredients or something, or pushing the kitchen metaphor.
Yes, indeed. And I think, I don't know how many more metaphors actually the executive producer can even come up with to do this story, but maybe this is one of those moments where it'd be nice to hear from people. It's like, are you legitimately doing away with your content library? Has your leadership come to you and actually said, I really don't like gazpacho. We're going to just dump all of these things and just go with AI.
Yeah.
Like for L&D pros, this means your job is shifting to librarian to master chef. You aren't curating a list. You're managing the algorithm that builds the meal. And I would say, yes, I started writing a whole series of LinkedIn posts kind of leading up to this point as far as, okay, what do L&D pros do when every piece of what we do, and I just used the Addy model as an example, it can all be done with AI. It can all be done with AI right now, but maybe you're only using AI to do bits and pieces of it. And it's helping you, right? It's your coach, it's your coworker, or whatever we're calling it. But at some point, very, very, very soon with agentic AI, it'll be able to do it all for you. So what does that leave us?
Do all what for you?
The whole course creation or creating a learning solution, going through that process of analysis, right?
Yeah.
It will, if you think about it, what we do, this whole script, this whole show is, I've told the executive producer, go out and do an analysis of the industry and analyze everything that's going on in all of these different topic areas, and then write a script. So basically, and then I tell it exactly how I would like it to write the script. So there's your analysis and your design, and then the development piece isn't quite there yet, only because I haven't done the vibe coding to get it to automatically create the images. All I've gotten it to do is create prompts that I then cut and paste into Nano Banana, and I have it create the images. And so it's still a part automated process, part manual process, only because I haven't dug into it, not because the AI can't do it.
Right.
So it's there. So it could do the development, and then it could also do the implementation, and it can do the evaluation. It can tell you if it'll ask you questions and be able to evaluate if you know the stuff. So Addy, or whatever process you use to help people learn, is now built into AI, all of it.
Well, and we could use something like Hedra or Grok or whatever to take the script and have both of our dogs read. I could have both. We could have both Murphys read the news to the group, and then we can be in the background commenting with the commenters out there. Like this is all functionally stuff that you can do if you choose to apply your tokens to that work.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not, it's not beyond the realm of possibility. You just need to think a little bit creatively without the fear. Let the fear go, think creatively, and you can figure it out. So where am I going with that? This first story is basically what it's talking about. From librarian, okay, writing the book, building the book, putting the book on a shelf, having a collection of books, to master, being the master chef. Our job going forward, if you've talked to AI experts, the actual technical geeks and engineers that are building all of this AI stuff, everybody says the thing, the ugly, unsexy, unfun part of implementing AI within your company is the fact that all of your current content and everything, all of the data is messy and sloppy. Messy data into AI means messy data coming out the back end of AI. And everybody's learning that needs to be taken care of. Part of our value add to the company can be being those, we can be the people that can help tag all of that content, find all of that content, organize all of that content, figure out ways to convert all of the existing content into more readable content that AI can consume. For example, I'll give a shout out to some of our friends in the UK, a company called Talvi. Mike Alcock started that company, and it basically takes all of your SCORM content and allows it to be AI readable, because it's not right now. Your AI typically can't understand and dig into your LMS and all of that content. And until you can get all that content to be consumable by the AI, it even does less good than it does now. So there's that.
What I've experienced is the AI tools, at least the ones I'm messing around with, do a really good job when you push stuff in, even if it is relatively unstructured. So the structure would be, let's just use what we started the show with, Sharon, some of the stuff that I've been working on over the weekend. You take all the game plan transcripts that I have from videos that I've recorded. So what I've already done is I've said, don't look at the entire Simmons library or Catalyst library. Look at this, look at what I'm going to feed you, which are the transcripts from those videos where I talk about these operating systems. By feeding that in, then the machine is now at a position where it can ask some clarification questions. Like, what did you mean by this? Or can you go deeper into this? Or even just do an output based on the stuff that it was fed.
Right.
And I can look at it and say, that's not right. You missed this. You're trying to make it more like this. So since it's operating system work, what the machine wants to do is say, would you like me to show you how this is similar to OKRs or MBOs or EOS or some of the other stuff that's out there? And I actually say, okay, well, let's talk about why it's different. Not because functionally all of those have the same kind of foundation. It's let's have a goal, and then based on the goal, let's do some work to get toward the goal. But what we don't do is we don't give people the space to make some decisions around, hey, where should I be putting the work in? So from a whether we want to go with the cooking metaphor or any of the other ones that are out there, which because of my crap mind, I went with, ooh, this is awesome. You could actually cook, get all the food together, have the human eat it, and see what comes out the other end to see whether or not it works. But I decided not to go there, and then I went.
No,
ahead.
you just went there.
Yeah. So, but by what you're doing is you're kind of going through and you're saying, look, I'm going to limit what you have access to right now, because if I give you everything, you're going to be confused. So I'm going to help reduce. I'm going to help create some boundaries around scope and say, just look at it this way. This is one of the reasons why I am such a big fan. I know that Craig is as well, a big fan of what you can do with Notebook LM, and you can limit what it's looking at in order to give you some information about the resources that it has, which helps to reduce some of the hallucinations, that happen when you start to go a little bit further. But you limit access, so you're curating in a way to help the creator create something different, and then you're assessing what's been created, and that's how you can really start to move fast and overcome the other one that I love, which is the whole validation tax one. So like, I'm very happy that the executive producer did not bring up validation tax today. Thank you very much, executive producer.
I added guardrails onto the executive producer and said, hey, you know what? Cut this crap out. No more tax. But hey, for some people, it could be their first time hearing about it. So we have to keep reminding ourselves of that, because we're new. Not everybody's like totally into hanging out with us yet. We appreciate Wendy and Craig for being here. They are the OGs of the comments, the chat room. So super huge praise and appreciation to you guys. If I had a mug or a t-shirt, I'd send it to you. But I don't, so sorry. Someday.
Send you some laptop stickers.
Send them some Catalyst sales stickers. Do you have leftovers?
I don't have any left. I mean, they're never leftovers. It's just part of the. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have collectible things.
There's a collectible, yes. All right, so story number 2, the Great Reflection, AI coaching and reflection. This was our human and culture segment. The AI told me my interpersonal reflection was borderline sociopathic. I gave it 5 stars for accuracy.
Yeah.
The color commentary that AI comes up with is actually pretty good, I must say.
It's getting better. So what I like about this is it highlights the importance of
reflection,
of like nudging and prompting, right? Like nudging, prompting, and reflection in here. There's some detail that you can get into in here about like how to do it right and where to do it and why certain questions are not necessarily the best ones to ask as you go through it. But yeah, this is like, I wouldn't just say, did you use the active listening skills we taught you, or were you just staring at your phone? Especially when the coaching is coming from your phone.
Well, yeah. So the reflection stuff is good, and we need it. But Yeah, it's interesting how. So I was trying to think while we were having the technical problems. I wasn't really paying attention to the stories.
Yeah.
Sorry, I will totally admit my my defaults for today. But I did kind of in the back of my mind make a connection between that story and the next story on the banning of the emotion analysis. So if we're going to be reflecting, we're calling it reflection rituals. So in the second story, right? So we've reached peak meta. New AI tools are now being used specifically to force employees to think about what they just learned. So we're asking them to reflect on it, which is good because we're constantly, at least I'm constantly seeing LinkedIn posts from everybody in our industries saying you have to build reflection into the learning process, which I totally agree. It's all about recall. And the more you recall the information, the more it gets pushed into your long-term memory. So reflection is good and doing it. But then we get into the next one where they talk about the emotional analysis. And it kind of feels like we're pushing back on that a little bit, but I could be wrong. Did I read this wrong, Mike?
I don't know. I just you start sounding like Charlie Brown's teacher. I mean, like the
So okay, just jump into story 3 then. Where does that one hit you? Massive compliance shakeup. Maybe there is no connection. The EU AI Act. Why do these things always start in the EU? Sorry, my apologies to my UK friends and everybody in the EU area, but maybe you can explain it to me. Why do you guys have all of the official brakes being put on?
they like parliamentary stuff for whatever reason.
Maybe that's it. Putting the brakes on emotion analysis in the workplace. So, does this mean that your MBTI analysis is no longer useful or valid? Like, I can't be an ENTP anymore, or I can't tell anybody about it, or I can sue them? I mean, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Now I can keep my resting layoff face without a bot reporting me to HR for insufficient synergy. Maybe what they're actually talking about is that that they can monitor your emotions through your camera. Maybe they're making that part illegal because I know there are a lot of hiring tools out there when they make you turn on your camera and record your answers to questions in the hiring process. That's all going through these crazy algorithms trying to figure out if your eye movement means you're a psychopath, if you smiled enough, if you know how you spoke, the words you used, and then it pumps out a reflection of you on the other end. It's a culture initiative. Mike, I can tell you really don't appreciate these human and culture segments.
I'm losing my faith in humanity, just like every day. It's awesome. Like if you think seriously, if you go through what works in hiring, that
Are you asking me that question, or is this a rhetorical?
What works in hiring?
Knowing people that can do the job and hire those people, but then if you find out they can't do the job, then you have to fire those people.
Yeah. So you're gonna make mistakes, right? Like you're
Yep.
gonna make mistakes joining the wrong company, and you're gonna make mistakes hiring the wrong people. Mistakes will be made on both sides, right?
Yep.
We're humans. If we take the human component out of it, do we think there are going to be more mistakes or less mistakes?
Yeah, that's a great point. I'm going to go with more mistakes because sooner or later, the humans on the employee side are going to be gaming the system and gaming the AI in the way we already have. So,
Well, there have been instances where people have taken and I forget the specific one. We'd have to look it up, or maybe what we could do is we have a fact checker inside our executive producer or something like that. But basically, where people were keyword stuffing electronic versions of their resume at font sizes that were super small and with white text, so that the machines could read it and pull all of the right stuff. So again, you come up with different ways to game the system, and then the
Hey,
system
did you just give away the game there, Mike? Did you just tell everybody how to do it?
it's so there's different ways to go through and do this thing, but ultimately what works, at least from my perspective, is sitting down and actually having a conversation with someone, not making some assumption about that person or that thing based on, I mean, heck, we talk about it, how they look or what they say or what they do or any of those other kinds of things. I mean, like, I'm still relatively awkward in front of the camera, but nowhere near as awkward as I was back in 2018.
Yeah, I think we've all gotten there. We've all gotten there, especially with the COVID thing. And I think everybody's kind of figured that part out. But you're right. I mean, and who knows if the algorithms have even caught up. Maybe the little things that you do on camera now that make you feel more comfortable are still the things in the AI that you get flagged for. And it's like, hey, I'm actually better at this.
Here's another good one. So every once in a while, I'll get feedback on some of the videos that I do, because it would be like, oh, your videos are too long, or oh, you should use a digital whiteboard instead of a real whiteboard, or whatever. Everybody's got an opinion. Everybody has an opinion until they go out there and actually try to do it. And then once they do it, then they're like, okay.
Yeah.
maybe it isn't as easy as I thought it might have been. It should be for you. But
yeah, for anybody bitching about our technical problems today, if you could go out there and make this work perfectly smoothly for a whole hour, good on you.
Good on you. Come join us. Like, that's it. We're building and we're working through and we're trying to figure this kind of stuff out. We're figuring this kind of stuff out. But the one that I laugh about now is, have you seen some of the videos where they make it look like the person is having a conversation with someone, but they're not really having a conversation with someone? They're kind of like the side view coffee chat.
Yes.
Hey, I'm having, like this kind of a thing. And you're like, dude, I bet if I took a picture of what was going on there, there's nobody in that chair that you're looking at. Or if that person that you're talking to in the chair, that person had the question that you asked them to ask. Like, this was, yet you're going to pass on the impression that this was all natural. So now we're going to fake natural.
Okay. So just so you guys know, I mean, I don't know, heck, most of you know, and I don't even, well, we're running out of time here a little bit, but I used to be in the news broadcast world, right? And so one of the tricks of the trade was really, really, really important people would get interviewed by some random intern or just somebody would read a script. The really, really important, the camera would be on the really, really important people. They would be looking just off the camera as if an interviewer was right there. They would record the whole dang thing. News departments would get a list of all the questions that were asked. News departments would then put a anchor or a reporter in a chair, videotape them acting like they're asking the questions of that person. Then we edit together. So every single local news station made it look like they got the interview with the president or with the head of IBM or whatever. Yes, it's all smoke and mirrors and bullshit. All of it. So even back in
the corner, suck my thumb.
even back in my day. And so that was, I can tell you, that was early 90s. It was 90, 91, 92. And it was happening before that. But my experience with it, where my firsthand experience in watching how the sausage is made was around the 90 to 93 time frame. So there.
Craig was in the same boat as I am. He's asked the question that I was thinking. You mean interviews aren't real? I'm so upset. However, I think Craig is using his sarcasm font.
It is.
I'm disappointed when you realize, huh?
Oh, there's so much more. I could go on for hours.
I want to know all of it. Like I really want to know all of it, because now what I need to do is I need to start accelerating how I put together certain things. I want to know all of it.
Yeah. Well, guess it's time for drinks somewhere. Go out. I'll spill all the beans.
Spill the tea.
Spilling the tea. So, do we want to run through the cutting room floor real fast?
Sure.
Number one, just so people, if in case they were wondering, we do ask the executive producer to make a list of 10 stories, resources that they discovered in the review process. So the executive producer's assessment version, his version of the Addy model or hers, going through and gathering up all of the stories across the great wide world web internet thing, and list out the 10 that it did not use and build a script around. So, number one, pay transparency expansion. EU directive takes effect June 2026.
The One Big Beautiful Bill Act, new tax incentives for employer child care benefits.
Number three, Wharton M&A strategy program, new focus on post-merger L&D integration.
Skills-based talent architectures, companies replacing job titles with skill tags.
VR adoption costs drop. Immersive training becomes standard for frontline workers.
Synthesia Avatar updates. New multilingual support for training videos.
Ooh. Domino 1 accessibility. WCAG 2.2 AA compliance updates for authoring via Gartner.
Neuroscience NTP symposium focus on synaptic plasticity and adult learning.
They give you the hard words. Manager
it's a funny
development.
Joke with the executive producer. You want to make fun of the fake stuff that we do to produce stuff? I'm going to make you stumble.
I'm going to give you the multisyllabic words. Shift from L&D led to manager coached learning.
And predictive analytics dashboards measuring ROI via behavioral adoption.
There's a new source that came up 3 times. Talera, how would you say that? It's got a bunch of stories in it. TALAERA for professionals, for companies. They all of a sudden exist. I've never heard of this website before, and they have a bunch of stories. 10 corporate training trends L&D leaders must know.
I just clicked on their thing, and it's what do they call it? The lead capture, call to action kind of thing is speak with impact in English. Get weekly strategies to stand out in meetings, show executive presence, and get promoted faster. Type in your email, get our weekly strategies. Have you seen, I know the algorithm tends to just kind of push information that it thinks that you're interested in. Have you seen the lady talk about being more articulate in meetings? Has that one popped up in any of your?
Oh yeah, totally. I guys get her all the time. Yeah.
The one where she's like
Instagram or something, I think.
It's like never ask, how are you?
Yeah, that one comes up all the time.
Has it always been the same character?
Most of the time it's the same woman. Yeah.
Same woman. Yeah. So for me, it always was. White woman, mid to early 40s, maybe late 40s, but aged well, kind of dark hair. Anyhow, she's always doing it. This weekend, it turned to an Asian lady. The same script.
Yeah.
Same freaking thing. And I was like, you freaking bots. Like literally the same script doing this. And what was awesome about the one that I kept seeing is she was up there on her TED stage. Like she was doing her TED talk And now and the Asian lady is doing the same TED talk. So either Ted brought in two different people who said the same different things, or I've been duped, and we've all been duped, and it's all part of that whole thing. And thanks for laughing. Like, it's almost, I feel like Craig this morning, where he said, "You mean interviews aren't real? I'm so upset." And then both, I probably knew that, but reminding my brain of this was painful.
Yeah.
Thank you for starting April 6th painfully.
Sorry, I didn't mean to burst everybody's bubble about their favorite local news channel, or heck, even the national news does it too. But anyways, yeah. So
what I'm wondering is what triggered it. What triggered it? Was it that I was going back in and watching a bunch of Chuck Norris videos that ended up having a bunch of Bruce Lee stuff?
Oh, right, yeah. I don't know.
Now the character shifted over. Was it that I wasn't clicking on it? Like, it's super weird to watch a very different character repeat the same thing differently, which is, did you see this SNL skit? I guess Professor Snape, they've got a new person playing Professor Snape's character on in the HBO Harry Potter series. So SNL went all crazy about it, because it was basically they were talking about how now Harry Potter, the little kid Harry Potter's a racist, because he blames the black dude for doing all the bad things in the background, and it's the one black professor. Like, and SNL went hard on it, which is great, because they would like skate around those things for a while. But yeah, if you haven't watched that, watch that Weekend Update. Did they still call it the Weekend Update?
I think so. Yeah.
When they do the news. Yeah. That was one of my favorite skits way back when. Was it, who's the dude who, Steve, who,
Jane, you ignorant slut.
Monday Night Football. And you had Norm, who would do the Weekend.
Oh, yes. It was when he was much younger. Yes. What the heck was his name? Shoot. I know. Yeah.
So anyway, we've gone long. If you want to do this and have a little bit of fun with some coffee every Monday through Thursday, join Brent and I. We'll do it. We've got a couple of different special things that'll come up, which means we'll go pretty deep into some of the AI stuff that we've been working on, and we are here to take recommendations. And one of the best places to put those recommendations is in the Slack channel. What I want to hear is how you're actually applying the stuff that you learn here. Share it with a colleague. Let's get more people on this crazy train.
Yeah, and I think we're about at that point where I think we'll start bringing in guests too. I think that'd be a good idea. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do it yet, but if there are people,
I think what we'll do is we'll pre-record with the guest. We'll have our intern interview those guests, and then what'll happen is we'll play it in the background, and we'll live read the questions, and then push go on the guest so that the guest doesn't have to be here at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly. Except we'll tell you that it's pre-recorded. We're not going to bullshit you. No, it's no production BS.
Mind bending.
Yeah, it's all smoke and mirrors, but not us. Not us. We wear our warts and our technical difficulties right out on our sleeves, and we're proud of it.
I think that's why they say never meet your heroes.
That's right. Yes, that is why they say that. So don't waste your time in the morning hanging around the water cooler. Go back to your desk, sit down, and hang out with us for an hour and talk about the news. And we would love your feedback more than anything. Please tell us what you like, what you don't like. Craig is an amazing feedback machine. We like Craig's feedback. It is always super helpful. Wendy gives us great feedback too. We appreciate you both a lot. And I'm trying to get better, I promise.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Hey, listen, every week I fix one thing. It's not my fault that another thing just breaks. So, it's getting better. It's getting better. And I do have a tendency to overproduce because I enjoy doing this. So, yes, it's mostly self-inflicted. I totally agree. one of these days I'll learn to listen to somebody's video talking about simplifying things. I still haven't, figured that part out yet, but I don't like doing that.
You do you, boo. You do you.
And I will. And I'll do me tomorrow. And hopefully me will be a better version, actually getting all of the technology right. So thanks, everybody.
4 months. Thanks, Wendy, for the reminder. It's gone. I feel like we're. I feel like it's gone by in a flash.
That's why you just have to push the button and just start. Because I think if we waited for it to be perfect, we still never would have done it. We'd still be here trying to figure it out. And LinkedIn would change the rules on us again anyways. All right,
Head
folks.
to livewithbrentmike.com to join the Slack channel. We'll see
Yes,
you
do
there.
that too. Adios, everybody. I say adios, but I haven't actually clicked the button yet.
Yeah. A little